Land disputes that have delayed the completion of the Dwarka Expressway can now be called a closed chapter. The Punjab and Haryana High Court has cleared the legal roadblocks for the Dwarka Expressway, paving the way for seamless connectivity between Delhi and Gurgaon. What has the court said, and what is the road ahead for the expressway and the property market that has grown around it? Vasudha Sharma reports.
Gurgaon's most awaited infrastructure project, the Dwarka Expressway, is back on track. The Punjab and Haryana High Court has brokered a compromise between Huda and the petitioners who had challenged the acquisition of their land for the expressway. Now, after 5 years of failed negotiations over Huda's rehabilitation package for the ousties, the High Court finally managed a breakthrough, reportedly led by the new Haryana government's keenness to dispose of the matter.
One would not imagine a package of this nature wherein free residential plot is being allotted, number one. Out of these 300 people whom we will be rehabilitating, there are many general power of attorney holders, GPA holders. They don't have ownership rights. But the government says, all right, since you are holding a GPA prior to the cutoff date fixed by the Supreme Court, therefore we recognize even your right. So I would say that for investors, it is a very safe bet now.
There is no cause for future legal uncertainty now, as the petitioner's side has admittedly come out satisfied with the court-led truce.
So they've been given a time till 31st of January 2016 to move to their new houses. You see, as a matter of fact, they're expected to be allotted their respective plots by July, and their plans would be sanctioned in a short while thereafter.
Out of the 18-kilometer length of this expressway, 14.5 kilometers stand ready as of now. The dispute was over 2 kilometers at New Palam Vihar, and that is now settled. The biggest revelation is that 90% of this land are vacant plots belonging to the petitioners. So Huda is now free to start construction immediately on the vacant plots. The remaining 1.2 kilometers has to have a railway overbridge that will be ready by December 2015. Now, only 2 cases pertaining to 200 meters at Khirki Dhaula Junction are to be settled on the 27th of May. The estimate is that since by January 2016, all house owners and landowners would have freed up the land, by June 2016, the expressway should be completed end to end. With this development, the Dwarka Expressway market will transition from being a speculative destination of investors to one where end users start tapping the resale market.
A lot of the investors who had invested are going to be able to offload to end users who will see that the Dwarka Expressway is getting ready in the next 6 to 8 months. Those end users will definitely find a huge cost and opportunity arbitrage to move from, say, Dwarka or other societies in Delhi where the average rate per square foot is 10 to 12,000 rupees a square foot, and go to Dwarka Expressway where they are getting much better quality apartments at 7 to 8,000 rupees a square foot.
But are these new sectors along the expressway fit for living? While the last 2 years were lost in resolving the land disputes of Dwarka Expressway, significant progress has been made on social infrastructure. This, for instance, is a 75-meter wide main sector road which is already operational and running parallel to the Dwarka Expressway. Basic services like stormwater drains, street lighting have been laid. This school is up and running. And even the DDA has begun groundwork on the new diplomatic enclave it is building in Dwarka. But we are talking about 20 new residential sectors here with over 30,000 apartments in supply. Covering such a huge area with basic social and civic infrastructure will take at least 3 to 5 years. With camera person Sumi Deogam, Vasudha Sharma, NDTV.
So Sameer, Dwarka Expressway. We discussed last time, we had of course developers who are at Dwarka Expressway extremely excited. You said though you have to have a 5-year perspective even if you had to invest in Dwarka Expressway. But now with the land issues sorted, the 2.5 kilometer is going to get done. It is looking like a very good market to invest in, isn't it?
See, I was not unduly worried about the Dwarka Expressway not coming through. If it would have not come through now, it would have come through a year later. this is clearly a 5-year bet, because there needs to be the right amount of social infrastructure to come in, which will take its own natural time irrespective of the expressway. Plus, we have a huge demand supply mismatch right now. But looking at a 5-year perspective,
Godrej claims that they've sold, I mean, almost everything that they launched within 3 days or something.
so that's fine. They can sell whatever they want. That doesn't mean that people will start living there and appreciation will come, right? So the question is that, depending on, from an investor standpoint, 5-year, you are surely going to double your money from here.
If
There
you
are
buy
no two
around
ways about it.
5
If you
to
buy around
6,000,
6,000, you're going to see the Dwarka market trading between, depending on project to project, between 10,000 rupees a square foot to 15,000 rupees a square foot will be the average broad weighted average price of bad projects versus good projects.
Good projects, okay.
And
fair
that's
enough.
pretty much a sure shot. Proximity to Delhi, proximity to the airport, fantastic location, organized location, a comparative price analysis to the Dwarka society flats. Yes, the only challenge with Dwarka is, I have also no doubts that social infrastructure will not come, it will 100% come. The only challenge is that 30,000 units and plus more that will be coming, the absorption of that and the oversupply. So that will take its own time.
Okay, fair enough. So that's the verdict on Dwarka Expressway. Take your pick, 5 years. If you've got the money, that's probably the market to gun for in NCR.